So I told y'all in one of my last videos I had these ordered, and they finally came in. These are my dual shock tubes from FTS. So all his holes are covered up and everything, but this is gonna sit in here exactly like that. Okay, so a lot of y'all have 6-inch rough countries on this truck, and you know you have a bolt hole here and a bolt hole right back here that's covered up now in his truck. The rough country's upper control arm drop bolted to. This one is basically, it's almost the exact same way. One's gonna bolt in that sway bar bracket right there. This one's gonna bolt on the frame right there, so I actually do have to drill a hole for that. And then this upper kicker is gonna bolt inside the factory shock tower. So it's gonna move the dual shocks out away from the frame. So obviously, I need a different mounting point on the bottom side, so these kits come with new upper control arms. Now they have a couple different kits. This wasn't actually the one I wanted. The one I wanted had the same ball joint pattern as the factory control arms, the 4 bolts. That's what I wanted because when I saw this upper control arm style, I assumed that they were the same as the lower control arms, a press-in ball joint, but FTS actually talked me into getting these. I'm actually really glad they did. This isn't what I was expecting, but this style ball joint is gonna be so much stronger, which is really needed for my truck since I'm running 44s. And they do come with bushings. They're greasable actually, which is pretty cool. And since it's completely changing the mounting points of the front shocks, I had to get shorter ones. They're the exact same shocks. The Chrome FTS 2.0 reservoir shocks, exact same thing, but they're just shorter. So these are getting dropped off at powder coat either this afternoon right before the shop closes, or more than likely first thing in the morning. Also, I forgot I brought that. So now you can kind of get a better idea. Since this whole thing is going to be powder coated in the top of this wheel well, I wanted that to match in the back. They're not going to match perfectly as far as shape and everything, but the size and the color and everything, that's mostly what I'm worried about. All right, the dual shock coops are at powder keg. They're getting powder coated. They're gonna take a little bit longer than I was hoping, but it'll be all right. I'm not really in any big rush for them. So now I'll finally be able to get rid of this, fix this gap right here that hits. It's not supposed to do that. This powder coat on this A-arm is wrong. That's gonna get fixed now. So literally every problem with this front end is about to get fixed. I also can't fully align it because it starts hitting the shock just all the time. So it's just as good as it can be now. I'll finally be able to fix that. So the hoop will come up. I think it'll look pretty good in here. Well, we got it, boys. I don't know if y'all can completely tell, but yeah, actually you can see it really good how much different the color of this is than this. So that's what I was trying to explain. That was the biggest thing I hated about my stock control arms, that and how close this was, and I couldn't fully align it, and it was hitting, and it was just way too many problems. So with this is gonna fix all that. They got the color perfect on both of these. This is gonna look so good up in there. I need to polish these wheels, Jesus. So after that is done, then the front is 100% done, and we can start working back here. I need to go ahead and get in touch with Backyard Proud, the same people that made Michael's cradle, because I'm gonna be getting them to build my truss for this axle, and they're also gonna be building my half cradle. And then once all that's done, everything back here is getting powder coated. Powder coated, coilovers, disc brakes, 513s, everything. It's just gonna be so much better. How'd you like it? Good. All right, I finally got a free day. We can finally get some work done to the truck. I can finally put on this dual shock hoop. While I'm down here, he's doing some cleaning on his frame. I'm recording a video for that too. They're both finally together. That took way longer than I was expecting. So I'm gonna take a little break before I go any farther because that was super annoying. So I told y'all the powder coat was wrong and the shocks were hitting the control arms and everything, and I couldn't fully align it. Also on this side, the control arm is popping in and out of this bushing right here. It didn't fully seat right or something's different. I'm not sure what it is, but the control arm can move inside the bushings, and it was making a loud pop, and it was just super annoying. It wasn't dangerous, it wasn't going nowhere, it was just really annoying. So now this is also going to fix that. These have completely different bushing styles.
Don't hit me. You piece of junk.
Oh, we can. Yes. That's where they went in. There we go. It's a good thing I didn't want these anymore.
Let me get some paint real quick.
Wow. There's the bag. Powder coat on.
Oh, the boot. You touched the boot.
It won't let me go far enough back though. These aren't sitting flush. And then how does that make any sense?
Yeah.
These things don't line up at all. Something's not right.
Yeah, something's not right.
FTS is blowing my mind here with this one. All right. When you see this, everybody on here is going to assume that kicker goes in there, right? That would have been the smart way. No, it actually goes there. And those spacers are to go inside here, not to go in the frame like we expected. Way too long of a bolt.
Think so?
Look at it. We're not even close.
Yeah.
These long bolts right here have to be the bolts for the shocks to go through here and connect each shock on each side. FTS didn't send this bolt, and it looks like the bolts they sent for here to go all the way through the frame are way too short. All right, pretty sure we got all the bolts we needed. All right, finally got that in there. Now you can see exactly what we were talking about. I had to put that spacer in there. I had to get new bolts for that. New bolts for these.
Wait.
Either that or we... Go to the other one. I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but it's good enough for now. All right, this side is basically done. All I got to do is flip these shocks around because I don't like this. And then I can knock out this side. Which now all the hard stuff's done, so this should go by really, really quick. All I got to do is drill my holes. I know how this goes in. That took us forever to figure out. And the A-arm's already put together for that side. That actually took forever. Finally done with this side. This is how I'm wanting to do the shocks on the other side, where the hose feeds through the back. Just looks a lot cleaner. Instead of making these flat, I ended up pushing them back a little bit on both sides. I don't think it's gonna hit. It doesn't look like it will. There's still plenty of room right there. It's just gonna be a little bit closer than I want it to be on this one with them flat like this. So when I flip these around, I'll do the same thing on this side.